big shoes, but
I do.
In the court, she does. This is because Carolyn brought up at the Quorum Court that their meetings should be videotaped and put up on the website, just like what Caleb and Mark have been able to get done in Maumelle. Well, Carolyn brought it up, and I was there at the budget meetings, and she said this company called Granicus can do it. They're the same ones that do the House of Representatives, so they know what they're doing. They're not, just fly-by-night. But I was stunned when she said, well, it costs $6,000. That's a meeting a month for the whole year so that constituents can access it online at any time. And the other members of the court, now when Carolyn was talking, there were no other Republican members there. And later, 2 of them came in. None of the others even showed up, including my opponent. She said it would cost $6,000 to do this. And the first reaction was, well, I don't know if we can have the money for that. But they have a $64 million budget, okay? And the next thing they said was, well, even if we had the money, we don't think our constituents really are interested in that. We don't think people really want to go online and see our meetings. That'd be boring for them. And this wasn't just one person. This was about 5 or 6 of them saying this. So Carolyn and I decided we'd get these petitions signed. We'd get people to write letters and send them to Carolyn at the Quorum Court so that she can hold them up when that budget item comes back and say, look at all these people that saw that article in the newspaper or talked to someone who saw it and said, I do want to know what the Quorum Court is doing. I do want to know what these elected officials are doing with my money. They act like that $64 million fell from the sky, but it comes from property tax on real property and on business property. It's your money, and you have every right to see what they're doing with it, and sometimes it's sickening what they're doing with it. But so Carolyn's going to take these back next Tuesday, right?
Yes.
And present them and see if something can be done. And I think you've talked to some legislators who agree this needs to be done, and there may be some GIF funding, right?
Yes.
Anybody in this room helping with that?
Yes. Representative Mark Lowry, he took the bull by the horns, and he got everything started, and Senator Jane English is kicking in.
Great. She was here earlier.
Yeah. And also Senator David Sanders. So there will be sufficient money to cover the first year. So I was encouraged to just let the comptroller try to talk them into it. But once they vote no, it's no, and I don't get to bring it up again. I'm going to use my ace in the hole. We're going to do this.
Great. It's so great when you can be elected officials after we want to hide the ball game and make them show you what is going on. So Carolyn is going to be able to do that, and I'm really excited at the opportunity this race gives me to get in there after she leaves and keep sticking it to those people about who they work for and whose money they're spending. And that's a lot of why I'm running for this office. And another reason that I'm running is because last summer, my opponent went ahead and offered the name of Tom Brown to be on the Board of Equalization. And you're all thinking, okay, so Tom Brown was already on the board. This was to have him get another term on it. The Board of Equalization, those people do their hearings on whether or not your real property has been appraised appropriately. So wouldn't you think you would want somebody that knew something about real estate appraisal doing that? Tom Brown has no experience in it. And when this was brought up, and I think Carolyn is the one who raised it, the response was a buddy Malines who said, well, it doesn't matter because one person on the board is an appraiser and has experience, so the rest of them don't have to, so it doesn't matter if this guy has the credentials or not. I find that hideous. And the fact that my representative on the Quorum Court thought that was okay made me crazy. And so I thought, I cannot sit still and
didn't even know what the Board of Equalization does.
Yeah.
But he sponsored the ordinance.
So we cannot have Republican elected who do that. We just can't. We need people who are in there who are pushing and saying, no, you're not spending our money this way, or looking at why people are put up to be appointed to positions and getting people who are the best possible people, not people who are just a friend of the county judge. And it's difficult to make changes like that because it's been going on for so long. But if you don't start the process of doing that, it's never going to change. And Carolyn has started it, and I want to go take her place. I mean, she's a different district, but I want to be representing people with a loud voice on that board starting after